The Hard Truth, Season 10, with Akosua Konadu, only on Vice at 1.
Brought to you by EcoBank.
Good evening and welcome to The Hard Truth. Now, in the 2012 general elections, he became popular for his constant cough during the debate, earning him the name Ayariga. And as a presidential candidate for the PNC in 2012, he pulled 0.22% of votes cast. But in 2016, having lost the chance to lead the party for a second time, he has decided to set up his own party, All People's Congress, which he says is a party for the people. Now, does the APC represent a real alternative to the duopoly Ghanaians have been experiencing, or this is just Ayariga reloaded? My guest tonight is Dr. Hassan Ayariga, an accountant, entrepreneur, and leader of the All People's Congress, and much appreciation to Patrice Amigashi, who sat in for me last week. I am yours truly, Nana Akosua Konadu, and this is The Hard Truth, proudly brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Tonight, we have the leader of the APC, that's the All People's Congress, here, Dr. Hassan Ayariga, and he's running for president again that's 7th of November this year. Hassan, welcome to The Hard Truth.
Thank you, and good evening to you.
Good evening. You look well. Where have you been?
I've been around. I was away for 2 weeks.
No, but you were not at the Independence
yes.
program. I saw everyone there, but you weren't there.
I was in Washington, D.C.
We're in Washington.
Yeah.
Independence is a historical moment. So if Ghana meant a lot to you, so you should have been here. Why is that? Why didn't you drop Washington for such a historic event?
I went there for a 2 weeks program, and I was expecting to come before the day, but I had to finish the whole thing, so it took me into the Sunday's week, which was the Independence Day.
Yeah, I'm sure you were sad about it. You should have been here
very, because it's something.
Now, let's talk about you. Some have seen your decision to quit the PNC to form your own party as a selfish ambition, considering Dr. Edward Mahama, pledged his support to you in 2012. Now, how do you defend yourself against such accusations, since it's your belief, the PNC ideology that formed your, contest in the flag bearer race?
Really, I don't really want to talk about PNC.
Why would you talk about it? You just came out from that, formed your party.
Yes,
why
because,
would you form your own party is the question I want to ask you.
You see, you don't put new wine in an old bottle. You don't pour in new wine in an old wine bottle to burst. The PNC was a party that some of us, our fathers, formed it with Dr. Hilal Imam and others. I went to live in exile 7 years. I went to live in Nigeria from 1983 when Shagari was president till Buhari. This current Buhari was the president. I was there when he was president, and came back to Ghana in 1987. So it's a party that I put all my heart in, my resources, my time and everything. But I see that it's not a party that is looking for power. People are not in the party.
Aren't you saying
power.
this because you feel, so...
No. That's why I say I don't actually...
426, 429, so 3 votes, So if you were there, if you became the flag bearer, you would have stayed and not say what you're saying now, that the PNC is not looking for power. Can I say that?
Yes, I would have stayed, but I would have stayed in the sense that I
selfish?
wanted to make a lot of changes.
Is that selfish?
Not
Don't you
at
think
all.
that's selfish?
No. I wanted to make changes in the party, and the people were not willing for those to be part of those changes. So you have to move on. You see, I don't want to talk about PNC too much, like I said, because you'll be forcing me to say things I don't want to say. It's gonna waste the good time we have.
It's not wasting good time. So if you led and you spoke to Ghana contesting on the ticket of PNC, sir, and then you said, when we vote for you then in 2012 as president of PNC, you would do A, B, C, D, E. Now the PNC voted for Dr. Mahama and you formed your own party. And I'm asking you that, sir, you pulled less than 1% votes in the election and you are here now. So what are your chances of winning this election on the ticket of APC?
Very well. Without a structure, you cannot build. That is what it means. What it means is that the APC is a serious political party, has gone ahead to do serious business, and it's in serious business, making sure that it puts all the relevant structures necessary to win elections. You understand? So if within a period of 1 month, a newly formed political party has been able to fulfill the requirement needed by the Political Party Act 2574 of the EC to be given a provisional certificate, subsequently a final certificate, it shows that the party is committed.
If we should go to all the regions now in Ghana, we will see APC's offices everywhere is what you're saying.
Everywhere.
And so that means
we finished with the EC 150 district offices, even though they wanted 144. They requested for 144, and we give them 150. But in total, the party has 200 district offices and 10 regional offices. So that is 210.
I don't know, but you indicated again in 2015 that under the 16 years leadership of Dr. Mahama, the PNC saw, the vote strengthening, that your leadership saw a reversal of this trend. How do you explain the reversal, sir? Exactly, since the figures paint a different picture. How do you explain that? When
I took over, I really don't want to talk about PNC. I see you pushing me to talk about PNC. Dr. Mahama cannot boast that he left the PNC on any percentage. He left it on a zero platform. I tried to rebuild the party in the sense that I made it so popular. I made it very attractive. I put over 1,500 billboards across the country for the first time in the history of the PNC.
What is that? Let's look at figures. 2008, Dr. Mahama, 0.86%. 2004, 1.92%, 2000, 2.5%, 1996, 3.0%. You less than 1%. What are you talking about?
It was still less than, it was 0% when I came. So if you look at the figures, like you said, 3.5, it dropped 50% of the vote from 3.5 to 7. It was 7.6 actually. Then it came to 3.5. Look at the percentage drop. That is almost 3.5% went down. Then from 3.5, it dropped again to 1.9. That means that 1.8% went down. Then from 1.9, it dropped to 0.8. That means 1.2% went down. So now from 0.8, that means that it went to negative. So if he, in every election, takes away over 1.2%, 1.7% out, subsequently, it will tell you that from 0.8, when Ayariga came in, then the PNC didn't have vote. And that's the truth.
So would you say that?
So I came in hoping that the PNC members would support me to build the party, and nobody supported me.
Why is that?
Edward Mahama himself did not come out to vote. Edward Mahama did not support PNC in 2012. Edward Mahama never went to the polling station in 2012 to vote. He was in his house, and this is somebody who led the party 4 times. Now you realize that even as I was going around campaigning for the party as a then, none of the national executive of the PNC followed me. Not the general secretary, not the chairman of the party, not the youth organizer, not the woman organizer, and many others. That's why I say I do not want to talk about the party, because let's move on. Because if the party was a serious political party I'm talking about, wanting to win power, no political party will allow its flag bearer to go and campaign without the rest of the teams. So you don't expect Dr. Hassan Ayariga to win elections without the PNC.
Do you have supporters, people following you now to your new party?
Yes.
People from PNC following you to the new party?
I have people from everywhere, not only the PNC. As we speak, even more people have come to me than ever in my life, telling me that this time that you have your own party, we want to support you. Because when you were in PNC, we were hearing so much quarrel between you and your leadership, and we realized that you wanted a good cause for the party, but the people didn't want that. So right now that you have your own party, we are coming in full support. And I can tell you, if I can sit down in my house, in my office, and coordinate 200 offices within 2 weeks, that clearly shows you that I have the men and the human resources.
It also shows that you have the money more than the PNC. The hard truth continues after the break. We'll be right back.
The Hard Truth, Season 10, with Akosua Konadu, only on Vice at 1.
Brought to you by EcoBank. EcoBank, we see a great future. One that's full of opportunity for those who want to be the best. With over 1,000 branches of a single bank across 33 African countries. It's a future where trade can flourish without boundaries. The future is breathtaking, with enormous cross-border investments helping business and government build new infrastructure, while individuals achieve their ambitions right across Africa. The future is Pan-African, and EcoBank is the Pan-African bank.
Welcome back. You're still watching The Hard Truth, proudly brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. The leader of All People's Congress, APC, is here. Dr. Hassan Ayariga is still here. Now, sir, you are of the opinion that Ghanaians need the right leadership to plan workable programs to get the best out of them. You stated that Ghanaians need the right choice, made the right choice by making President Mahama the president then. Has that opinion changed? Considering that talking about the right kind of leadership, has that opinion of Mahama changed?
You see, in life, I can tell you that Ghana is not where it is because President Mahama is president. Ghana is not suffering because President Mahama is president. And Ghana is also not suffering because NDC is in power. But Ghana is suffering because the good people of Ghana are quiet. They are not making...
Don't we talk enough?
They are silent, they are quiet, they are not making any move, they are not being on board to change the future of this country.
Explain that. Sir.
If Ghana wants to move on, and if we believe that we have what it takes to build this country, then we must practice what the APC is talking about.
What do you want us to say? On the media each morning, issues come up. Lights not working now. We thank God we have it, but we are paying much more than we could afford. Roads, all that. So what?
This question
no, I'm asking you, sir. Don't ignore it. What talk? You said we are not talking enough. We are not making so much noise. What do you want us to say?
And that is why you didn't allow me to finish, my dear. So you see, what we need is our all-inclusive governance concept, and this is what APC is talking about. The All People's Congress believe that we need everybody on board. We should make good use of our human resources, irrespective of which political party we belong to. What we stand for is a concept that believes that when everybody is given the opportunity and given the chance, we will do better than we are doing now. APC is not fighting NDC. We are not fighting MPP. We are fighting crisis. A nation in crisis.
Now, let's talk about this. You said when you have voted in power, you've made some developmental changes in the country. So what practical programs or agenda have you outlined to achieve this, and how are you going to do that, looking at the experiences Ghana is going through now?
Like I said, we need everybody on board. That is the first thing. The human resource must work. Everybody must be given the opportunity to serve. Not because one APC is in power, then all political members of the APC are given power. No. Power must be given to people who deserve it. You have to be, your positions or whatever job you are supposed to be given will be based on your competence, your qualification, and your CV. And that's how APC is going to work. So you see, what we need is not just NDC, MPP, APC, no. We've gone beyond that. We are wasting the human resources that we have as a nation. And that is what is killing this country. Because most of the people, a huge chunk of Ghanaians that are very perfect, good in doing jobs, are not given the opportunity. Because we believe in political parties and politics. So when NDC wins power, they bring all the cronies of NDC to manage. That is not the way forward. You see, when you were looking for power, there are people who fight for you to win power. But when you finish getting power, you need to get competent people to manage the affairs for those who fought for you to win power to benefit. You can't just bring them because they fought for you. You don't go to war with all the, the sergeants, the corporals, and when you finish, you think that the sergeants and the corporals and the lieutenants might all occupy huge offices. No. You have to prioritize your economic policies and look at which part and where must you put who and what position. So what we are saying is that enough of the NDC, the MPP, partisan politics. Enough of it. We are looking at a political party that has a special philosophy. That is the APC, looking at liberal socialism, a political party that blends capitalism and socialism together to form a government, a mixed kind of economy that can work. You see, when you have two parents, or definitely we all have both parents, your father and your mother, and you always listen to your father, and you think that your mother is not worth listening to, you will fail in life. But if you listen to both, you listen to your mom and listen to your dad, you will become a good son. And APC is saying that let's bring capitalism, socialism together, combine, and train our child to be the best. Because if your child is not better than you have failed in life.
Right.
If you're a father and you have kids, and all the kids, you are better than the kids, you have failed in life. And this is what is happening to Ghana. We have failed because we haven't done anything for Ghana so far. 59 years of independence. What do we lack? We don't need taxation to give us enough money to run our policies. We don't need to tax the people so high to make so much money.
So when you come, all of that will change, is what you're saying, by having everyone on board. So some of these policies will go away.
Some of these policies must go away because look at what we have. We have gold, we have diamond, we have bauxite, we have cocoa, we have oil, we have manganese, we have gold. All these mineral resources. Even if we do not know how to manage our economy, and we decide that we are going to take a mineral resources and portion to 1 million Ghanaians. So we say that income coming from oil should take care of 1 million Ghanaians. Income coming from cocoa should take care of 1 million Ghanaians. I'm sure you have a lot
of policies, but because of our time, we have to go on now. You have been described as a comedian, and as you became popular in the Ghanaian circles, especially when you came to the IEA debate, you coughing and all that. But in your statement, you also said you've stopped. You are going to go all straight, person, as a serious person. We wouldn't see you as a joker anymore. I want to ask you, sir, the statement that you made, it's a full admission, because if you come to say that you are no more going to joke and all, I want to say it's a full admission that you were joking with the 2012 election. That's why the PNC justified the change. Can I say that? That would be. I don't know how many of you think that I am a comedian, but you see, don't take my humorous as part of me to mean that I'm a joker. No, and that is what I hate about Ghanaians. Everybody is different. The way you manage your things is different. And that is why we vote different people to become different presidents. If I believe in being humorous to people, nice, smiling, and joke, doesn't mean that I'm a joker. And that is what I told them. Nobody jokes at 40. I mean, nobody can take your ill health to mean that you were, because I was coughing, I was joking. If you remember that time, I even told Ghanaians that I was not going to partake in the IADB because I was not feeling well. And some were talking and saying that he doesn't want to come and all those things. And even some PNC members said they were going to pull me with a greater death. So how do you now change that mind? So that's the mentality now, say. So how do you now change the image of that joker? Actually, there's nothing like joke. To a new person or that reflects you, the new image now, as APC leader. There is nothing like joke. To cough doesn't mean you are joking. I'm very, very upset when I hear those comments, because it was an ill health, and when you have an ill health, you have a problem with your system and you're coughing. Why will people take it as a joke? Why? What makes it a joke? And this is what we don't understand about our people. Every little thing, people want to make ridicule out of it. Are we serious as a nation? Do we think that somebody's coughing should become a matter of joke? When my wife brought there hot tea for me to do, you think she prepared it at the grounds there? Do we have coffee there? It was prepared back in my house. They brought it down there for me because I started this cough 3 days ago. We went to campaign in Golu, and the dust, so it's affected my lungs and other things, so I was coughing. So even that was part of the reason why I said I wouldn't be able to attend. So if I come now and show the level of that illness, and some people would think that I was joking, are we serious? We'll be right back.
The Hard Truth, Season 10, with Akosua Konadu, only on Vice at 1.
Brought to you by EcoBank. At EcoBank, we see a great future. One that's full of opportunity for those who want to be the best. With over 1,000 branches of a single bank across 33 African countries. It's a future where trade can flourish without boundaries. The future is breathtaking, with enormous cross-border investments helping business and government build new infrastructure, while individuals achieve their ambitions right across Africa. The future is Pan-African, and EcoBank is the Pan-African bank.
Welcome back to The Hard Truth, proudly brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and my very good friend here, His Excellency, he said I should call him that, Dr. Hassan Ayariga, leader, APC party. Now, sir, you have recently merged with Jacob Osei-Yeboah, as an independent candidate. He was in 2012. And I want to ask you, why do you choose Mr. Osei-Yeboah, not Abu Sakara, who has decided to contest in the elections too?
This is news to me. I'm not aware I've merged with a...
You haven't?
No, not yet.
Not yet, but there's talks of you going to merge with him. Is that true?
Really? I don't know. I've not heard of that.
No, but are you considering merging with him?
I'm considering putting everybody on board, getting everyone on board of the APC. So if Jacob wants to be part of APC, the APC believes in all-inclusive governance concept. It also believes giving everybody the opportunity and the chance to manage the affairs of Ghana. And anybody, we are calling on all the members of all the political parties. We are not partisan.
I get that. So if you want more people, why won't you? Abu Sakara has also gone independent. Jacob is independent already. Why don't you invite all these three people, looking at the votes they had, joining forces together, getting a leader and leading Ghana? Isn't that possible?
It's even possible to get everybody on board if people are ready to.
No, but if you have leaders already with their followers, it makes it quite easier. So two heads are better than one. So yours and theirs together, leading Ghana. Can that help too?
It can help. Why not? If they are willing, I'm sure they are listening, if they are willing to join APC. APC is a bigger platform, like I said earlier on. It's a very big platform. It can accommodate them. It can accommodate anybody who wants to be part of the party, because we want people on board. We want Ghanaians to believe that it is time for us to work together as a party, as a nation, as one people. So we are saying that enough of the two political parties. It is time for us to believe in one Ghana, one people, one nation. And that platform is the APC platform. The platform that believes that you should be given an opportunity, everyone should be given the opportunity and the chance to serve our country.
Now, you talked about bringing the socialists and capitalists. You've said that a lot on the show. Tell me some of your policies. What would you do? Physical evidence. When the APC is voted in power, what are you going to do? Enough. Don't talk about human capital and all that. Tell me physical things you're going to do, or developmental things you're going to do when the APC is voted in. Why should we vote for you is a question I want to ask you.
Yes. It's, given the opportunity to serve this country, the most important part is to look at our educational sector. How we are going to change the educational sector, even though the NDC is doing so well at the moment, building enough schools. But is it enough for us to bring out the best out of the students? If you go to most of the schools in this country, I'm telling you the hard truth. Most of the teachers are not qualified to teach the students. So what kind of knowledge are they? You yourself, you are not knowledgeable. How do you impact knowledge to somebody? That is the problem. We have teachers who are not qualified to become teachers, and they are the ones teaching the people who are supposed to be your future leaders. So what are they teaching them? Because teaching has become the last resort. When you go around and walk around, you don't get any job. Anybody who can spell English and write English goes to teach. That's where you get a job. And that is the problem, because we are not impacting properly to the people who are going to lead this country tomorrow. So what do we produce as a nation?
So you're going to invest much in education?
Very well.
Okay, and what else?
Number two, we look at our agriculture sector. We have so much in this country. We have enough vast land. We have enough human resource to go into agriculture. What are we doing? We don't believe in agriculture. We think it's the poor man's job. In Europe, in the US, the rich people are the farmers. In Africa, a farmer is classified as a poor man, somebody who is a perception. We believe that anybody who is called a farmer is just somebody, peasant farmer, who farms to feed one or two people. So we must invest heavily in agriculture to make sure that we are able to produce enough to feed our country. A huge chunk of our money goes into importing food, rice, food stuff. Even right now, everything, even chewing stick, we are importing. What are we doing as a nation? What have we done as a nation? How are we educating people on how to use the best soil, what time to use the best crops, which soil fits for which crop, and other things, and what incentives. I know the NDC, I'm told, they are giving tractors and other things, but at the end of the day, those tractors don't go to the farmers, they go to the ministers and deputy ministers and the DCs and NCs and chairmen, instead of going to the people who really matter. And we come out and say, best farmer, and we give him a house. Go around and look, what has he done? If they are best farmer, how come we are still importing so much to consume? So that means that if there is a war, God forbid, there are some people like Donald Trump and other people, if they win elections, it's going to be world war. So if somebody like Donald Trump should win an election in the US and there's going to be war in this world, another world war, how are we going to feed our people? We will starve if there's no food coming from any country and all borders are closed. Ask yourself, ask anybody in Ghana, how are we going to feed? What have we put in place? What storage do we have? Because we don't even farm. So everything comes from abroad. So if there's war today, God forbid, disaster today, and all the ports are locked down,
you'll be hungry here.
We will die of hunger.
Let me ask you, so in the unfortunate event where Ghana decides to go with the duopoly again, NDC, NPP again, and they ask, who will you support? In the event again where we decide to go with the duopoly, NDC, NPP.
Let's say in a likely event they go with Hassan Ayariga.
That'd be great.
Good.
We pray, we hope so.
Yeah.
But in the event where it doesn't happen for you because it's a new party, in the event where that doesn't happen, whom are you going to ask your supporters to vote for?
You see, to be very honest, I do not believe that Ghanaians will leave NDC and vote for MPP. If they do that, we're doing the same thing. There's no change. The NDC and the MPP, they are the same people. Same group of people, same kind of management, same car.
So they should stay with the NDC.
If they don't vote for Hassan, there's no need to change it because they're the same people.
So they should just stay with Mahama, is what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. And I don't think they want to stay with Mahama. I think they want to stay with Dr. Hassan Ayariga.
And who will be your vice president, sir?
You.
I'll be your vice president. That'll be good. That'll be good. Thank you so much for talking to the Heart. So if you want Dr. Hassan Ayariga and I, Akosua Konadu, as your president and vice president of the APC, please vote for APC Congress. Thank you so much. Very grateful for your time. Thank you so much. So you've been watching The Hard Truth, proudly brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. My name is Nana Akosua Konadu. Bye.
The Hard Truth, Season 10, with Akosua Konadu, only on Viasat 1.
Brought to you by EcoBank.